to get her to giggle and smile. In the several years I worked as a Kumon tutor, when I saw children squirm and struggle as they tried to learn math skills, it was only during my summer of volunteering in the Child Life Department at UCLA that I witnessed the true hardships of young children and their families. Before my experience at the hospital, I was unaware of the realities of life-threatening diseases. While I knew how diseases and health problems could drastically change people's lives, I truly understood how difficult their lives actually were when I saw many children fight these diseases. Although they received excellent treatment at UCLA, they still craved interaction to escape temporarily from reality and feel like normal children again. By handing out toys and playing with these patients, I feel as though I reached out to people who truly needed me. By helping calm them during procedures, I have shown compassion and reassured patients that there is someone who cares about them. By witnessing the strength of these children and their families, I have seen the indomitable will to live and undying familial love in the face of the harshest times anyone can ever face. Through the suffering I have witnessed, I have realized that these children need all the help and relief they can get. It is rewarding to know that I have made a difference in someone's life, and I am determined to continue to give back to those in need. While I help lift these patients' spirits through their courage and persistence to take control of their lives, they have inspired and encouraged me to make the most of my opportunities. So can anybody tell me what she does to get us involved in her story here right away? What does she do? Look at paragraph 1 and think, what does she do in that paragraph that gets us right involved in her life and her activity? What does she do? She brings you right into a moment, right into a patient's room, right there and then. She pulls us in. Do you see what she does? Could you picture her trying to help put tubes through the girl, into the little girl who's not very happy about it, and then wheeling the IV and the girl down to the playroom? You can see her giving an example of how she actually helped a kid. Now, I know she didn't do life-altering changes. She's just there as an assistant. She didn't save the patient's life. It's just one little thing that she did to make another human being happier. All of you have done something in your lives that you can actually pull us right into the story, right into the scene, so that we can see you doing something. Does that make sense? Pull us in. So what I call this approach is into, through, and beyond. What I want you to do is to realize it's not the story that you tell that counts. It's the choice of qualities you want the college to know about yourself. What Elizabeth did before she started her essays is she says, I want them to know that I'm caring. I want them to know that I have empathy. I want them to know that I'm a leader. I want them to know that I'm determined. And I want them to know that I'm open to other things. And she, in order to do that, she created stories that helped tell the university, this is the kind of person that I am. So the into, and you got this email to you. It's the way you grab the reader into the piece. It's your examples. It's your images. It's your context. The through is where you actually tell us what exactly did you do. In the case of her second essay, she works in a hospital in the children's ward. She tells you specifically what she did. You need to let them know the context of where you are and how it connects to the example that you just gave. This is where you have to give great summaries and great images at the same time. The beyond is where you actually say, what does this mean about you? The UCs are asking you to say, what does it mean? In the common application, sometimes I just suggest that you cut off your last paragraph and leave it there. They don't often want the moral to the story, but the UCs do. In the UC one, they want to know what are the characteristics that affect who you are for your dreams and aspirations and who you are. So what I want you to realize is when you are brainstorming, when you're thinking of a story, I want you to start as specific as you possibly can. There could be a before and after to the story, but I want you to choose a story that reveals something about you that they will not be able to see in your activity list or on your course list. In the UC one, you connect it to, number one, your place in the world, and number two, you connect it to an experience or an activity. In the through, you tell the context of the story. If you're part of two worlds, you need to say the two worlds that you're part of. If you were in a child's hospital room, you need to tell them how you got into that hospital room and all the different things you did as part of your work in the hospital room. You need to say what, where, when, and why, how long were you there, what were the different things that you did, and what were the things that happened over time. Then you need to think, how does this story and these qualities connect to who you are in the rest of your life? What does it reveal about you? Does it connect to other parts of your life? You are now telling the story of your life just the way you've written English papers about another character in a novel. Does that make sense? You need to now become the character in a novel that you're going to write about. In the beyond, you need to say, where does this experience lead you? What does it reveal about who you are? And you have the right to not know anything about who you are except for right now. You can know that you will bring your caring, your desire to learn. You can talk about all the things that you are right now, and that's what you offer to a UC. You don't know who you're going to be next year. All you know is right now who you are and what gift you have to give them. If she knew that she wanted to be a doctor, she would have the right in the end of the essay to say, and now I know that this connects to my desire to becoming a physician. But she didn't know whether she wanted to do that or not. So why would she want to get herself pigeonholed in the toughest major at the UC system to get in? Biology is one of the toughest majors to get in. If you don't know exactly what you want to do, you can just say the kind of person that you are. Does that make sense? So this is where I think you should begin, and that's why I have on page 2 of your handout a sheet of paper. And I want you to leave with some brainstorming ideas to help make the drafts that you're working on right now a little bit more specific. So what I'd like you to do right now is actually list your major activities, list any academic strengths you think you have, or any talents or anything unique about yourself. Actually, think of 5 of them and see if you can put them down. I find it easier to start with your activities and then work your way down to kind of cultural things. Think right now, 5 things. You're going to have to do it on the UC application anyway, so you might as well get started now. If you have ever babysat for your family, that's a job. If you've ever worked in a family store, in a family business, and if you've never gotten paid, it's community service. Think of all the things that you do at your house. Give yourself credit for them. After you come up with that list of 5, I want you to also think of 5 adjectives to describe what you offer a college. What are the qualities that you need the college to know about you?